Lower volume. What is up, Buttercup? Welcome to your Aries, Leo, Sag weekly reading. This is for the fire signs. So let's get into it. Give me 2 seconds. Let me just lower this volume a little bit on that music. Okay. Aries, Leo, Sag. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see what's going on for you guys. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. My name is Jordyn. I'm a master Reiki practitioner. I am a spiritual life coach, and I also have mentorship programs for Reiki and quantum healing. So if you're interested in it, check it all out down below on my website. And check out Patreon if you want access to more content, readings, meditations, and just a spiritual community where we grow and evolve together. Okay, let's get into this. Let's see what's going on for Aries. Aries, why do you feel troublesome? To me, Aries is like the little kid in the zodiac signs. It is this very playful, lighthearted, curious energy. Hello, Patty. How are you? I really enjoy Aries energy when it's at the lighter end of the spectrum, and the heaviness of Aries energy, it tends to be a little impulsive. So let's see what's going on for you, Aries. Aries, I feel like you've gone through a lot of change these last few months. There's been a lot, I want to say upheavals, like things suddenly happening that you weren't expecting. This has kind of caused you to retract a little bit into yourself, but then other times you're probably explosive to the environment as well. Reactive, right? So with the King of Cups here and the Emperor, this tells me that you're becoming very serious. You're starting to really evolve into, hello, my dear, into the more mature version of yourself, right? Because every zodiac sign goes through the immature phase, right? And then they mature, just like humans, just like human nature. Same thing with energy. Energy needs a time to acclimate to its environment. So this Aries energy, I feel like, is finally realizing, wait, I don't have to be shut down. I don't have to be recluse into myself. And I don't have to be having a misuse of power, right? The Emperor is it's very nurturing. It is very loving, but it's also like daddy. Like, you don't F with the Emperor. Like, they're in control. They like having control. They know how to create very stable things, but you might struggle to believe that you have the ability to do this within yourself. And that's why we have the Sun next, this energy of oppression. I like that you have two majors back to back, and the Emperor is Aries energy for me as a reader. It's also Taurus for me as a reader. Okay. Then we have the 10 of Cups. And the 8 of Cups. The 8 always leads to 10. If you study tarot, read tarot, you'll probably come across that the 8 always leads to 10. It's a very progressive energy. I feel like this feels very near future. You're going to come out of this wanting to isolate, wanting to hermit, wanting to just kind of like, it's almost like you're trying to understand yourself. It doesn't feel like there's anything in particular that you're really like honed in on, but this is the slow emergence outward again. It's like, okay, I can bring myself to be more present in my relationships now. I really enjoy this for you. 7 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Okay, you're getting a lot of clarity. This reminds me of the Gemini reading. It's all about you. Like, it's all about you right now. We do have Chiron in Aries, so I won't be shocked if we see a 10 of Swords come up, because this really does feel like you're closing out a major cycle. This is Witch's Tarot, so if you want to know, now you know. And this is Marchetti Tarot. Let's look at this King of Cups. Okay, so this was an individual that triggered you in your environment. We're going to see the trigger. It made you want to pull into yourself. It made you want to pull away. I'd be mindful of your health at this time. I just heard disease. So if you've been getting sick, or if you're prone to sickness, or if something happened, like you witnessed somebody become ill and it made you want to shut down because it was hard to handle, there's going to be the recognition of the role your own emotions played in it and working through it. Okay. Yeah, 10 of Swords. Okay. 10 of Swords, 4 Swords, Ace of Wands, 3 of Wands. So you're going into the healing, right? You're in this was your trigger. Whatever happened, it started a brand new energetic journey within you, because I say energetic because we're in a time of evolving individually, and in the material, reaping what we sow is going to happen over the next few months. It's not going to happen very instantaneously right now. We're going into Capricorn season. So that's about like planting the seeds, build the legacy, get that foundation straight. That's what's going on here. I really like this Four of Swords and this Ace of Wands energy. This is really nice. This is really nice. This is a lot of healing. This is a lot of rest and isolation. The Four of Swords is a card of isolation. The Three of Wands, it's almost like you're waiting for this feeling that you've been sitting in to pass. So you might not be ruminating in it, but you might just feel like there's this heaviness around you, like hanging out around you. This is going to move away. It's already ending. Let's look at the Emperor. This is what you're going to want to build when you start to embody your new self. So we already have the Fool coming out. Then we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles in reverse. You're wanting to build new foundations, new legacies, new relationships, new jobs. This could also be you taking care of your health. Ten of Pentacles in reverse tells me that you're taking charge of the foundations that are not working. You're like, okay, I'm not going to the gym enough. I'm not eating healthy enough. I'm not investing in my spiritual practice enough. I'm not investing in my work or my hobbies enough or these relationships enough. And that's why they're faulty. It's not that they're broken. It's that what I contribute to it is also contributing to the lack of the solid foundation. You're taking charge of that. And that's what the Emperor energy does. It's very like unbiased in its examination of things. And so moving into this new cycle, you're like, oh, okay, this is where I want to go. Let's look at the Sun. King of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. This is you're realizing you're oppressed in some way, or you're making yourself small in some way. Okay, this is what I really got to kick myself in the butt and get to work, right? That's what this is. That's very straightforward to the point. Let's look at this Ten of Cups. Okay, so this is when your relationships start to flourish, because when you have a newfound confidence, other people in your environment are going to sense that, and they're going to be drawn and attracted to that energy of confidence. Let's look at the Ten of Cups. Yeah, Devil in reverse. This is you. It's literally the shadow side in this deck. So this is you coming out of the shadow, right? You're moving more into the light of your zodiac. You're moving more into the part of you that is in alignment with a higher frequency versus in alignment with fear or pain or a lack mentality. Okay, beautiful. Let's keep going. Let's see what else comes in on this Ten of Cups. Wheel of Fortune, gorgeous. Four of Cups, it's okay. Then we have the Eight of Swords, Strength, and the Knight of Cups. You're being off. Okay. I don't think that you're being offered. I think that you're hesitant to make the offer towards things because you're like, no, I shouldn't do that. That's going to be silly. They're going to react this way. It's a hesitance. The universe is offering you the opportunity to step into change. And that's why you have the Four of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune here. And you are really working to stop overthinking it, overanalyzing and trying to play out in what way, how would people react, right? And that's where this newfound confidence, strength, right? This newfound integrity is going to come in, and you're really going to start taking action on the things you love and towards the people you love. This is a very sudden, like, maturing process. Eight of Cups, Four of Wands. Yeah, with the Eight of Cups and the Four of Wands in reverse, you're also mourning the relationships or the situations that you're involved in that you're just not excited about. So it's like if you've been doing a hobby since you were like 7 years old, but now you're in your 30s and you're like, oh, I've just done this because a part of me believed that it defined me by doing this. Now you're like, oh, I don't really love it anymore. You're getting rid of that and you're replacing it with something that does light you up. Let's look again at this Eight of Cups. Some of you, this is about a relationship coming back in. Yeah, this is just about the things that oppress you. You're just getting rid of them. I like it. So Seven of Cups, this is your theme. I think this is a theme for the next 3 months for you, to be honest. Let's see. Ace of Cups in reverse, Hierophant, and the Lovers. Yeah. So you're learning how to invest in your own cup, to fill your own cup as well as other people's cups. So if you have a tendency to be like, oh, well, I need this and this is important to me, so no, I can't do that for you. You're learning how to balance your energy and also mind how you approach and articulate yourself in these relationships, because these relationships are really here to help you learn and evolve. And they're very strong relationships. They're really strong dynamics. They're not going anywhere. They're going to be with you for a few years, if not a lifetime. So really hold on to them. Think about the way you're showing up in them, because that's what's transforming right now. This is all about you. And by focusing more on you, the external is going to shift, and you're just basically addressing your own inner critic or how you contribute to the conflict or struggle in your own life. I like it. I like it a lot. This is really nice. So Aries, this is what I have for you. let's go on to Leo. Leo, Bodio, B5, Leo. Let me just fix this lighting really quick on this camera. I'm too short. Well, not short. I'm actually extremely tall, but it's definitely just a little too yellow for my liking. Okay. So let's get back into it. Right? Oh, much better, because now we can see it. This looks a little too yellow. I was recording meditations last night, so that is why the lighting is a little different. Set a mood. Let's look at Leo. Okay, Leo's very focused on love. I feel like Leo wants to focus on love, but they know their focus should be career. It's really weird because I'm drawn to manifesting decks, which is spellcasters and Grand Lux Tarot. Manifesting decks tell me that somebody's soul is really wanting to create. Love decks tells me that the relationship is still lingering though. So this might be a friendship. This might be, it feels more so romantic or friendship. It doesn't feel familial. Yeah, let's do spellcasters. Oh, I'm so torn between the two. We're just going to leave them out. We're definitely going to start with spellcasters though. Okay, so let's see what's going on for Leo. Leo, you just got shy all of a sudden. Like, oh gosh, what's gonna come out? It felt very like, I want to know, but I don't know if I do want to know after what you just said. So let's see what's going on for you. Leo, whoever's in your life right now is actually very gentle. They're very loving. They're very kind. Even if you're not communicating or speaking, if you're perceiving that something's going to be like troublesome or argumentative, it's not. You have the Two of Cups in reverse. Yeah. So let's keep going. Six of Wands. Ooh. Queen of Cups, Page of Wands. This is interesting. We have the mother and child dynamic going on. Then we have the Nine of Swords. This is shame. And then we have the Eight of Swords. Nine of Swords to me is like guilt, shame, fear, anxiety. Okay. And then you have Justice. There's a lack of communication. Okay. So there's a desire to want to fix or repair things here. This definitely feels like two people in separation. Page of Cups. Ooh. Okay. So this person's aware of how they really feel. Just place these as they resonate. This might be you. It might be somebody that you're dealing with. But with the Two of Cups in reverse here, this tells me that this connection is very strong, but these people are in separation. There's a rift between them. With the Six of Wands, there's also this, I feel like the Queen of Cups set a really healthy boundary, and it's kind of like, victory, checkmate, you know? And it's almost like they're like, okay, I said what I said. I didn't say it in a mean way. I still love the person, but at the end of the day, like, I'm not going to bend, right? It feels like a power struggle, but I don't think it really is a power struggle. It feels more so like lessons to be learned. Queen of Cups feels very intuitive. The Page of Wands feels like the person who's confused. And they're like, oh my God, should I be ashamed of how Wands is the wounded child? Embodying a very curious energy, but also reflective energy. With the Nine of Swords, it's something that really is stuck on their mind or their heart, and they're really trying to work through it, right? Then you have the Justice card. Justice here tells me that there is a repair in this contract coming. That doesn't necessarily mean that you two are going to reconcile. It could just be a finalizing of things, like saying your piece, parting ways. So be mindful of that at this time. Deciding which deck I want to use. I think I want to use this one. Yeah. There's something about this deck that is very Leo right now, though, too. So let's see what else is going on for you, Leo. Let's look at the Two of Cups. Okay, they showed me literally the earth, but like almost as if there was two earths identical and they just split. So this is really, I've never seen something like that in my channel before, but it comes across as just like you're literally living in two different lives right now. Like you're on different paths. Like you see the world one way, they see the world another way. This also tells me at one point you were very in alignment and now you're not. This doesn't make one better than the other. It just tells me that their life experience has given them different perspective. And so they might be living on the same planet, the same earth, with the same lessons to learn, but the way that they perceive it is different, which is natural for us as humans, right? The way I see the world is going to be different than how you do, because our life experience is different. And that's where this rift began. Let's look at the Two of Cups. Yeah, the unknown card. And there she is holding like a globe, a little ball, right? There was a lack of awareness of this at this time, and that's where this misunderstanding began. Let's look at the Two of Cups here. Let's get another on this for Leo. Yeah, Ace of Wands in reverse, and then the High Priestess. There was the opportunity to have a new beginning, but it was almost like both people didn't want to, or one person didn't want to really see it. So just take it as it resonates for you. There's a very like spiritual connection here. So if you see this person in your dream space, or if they're somebody that you feel really tied to, or it's like, oh, I know that they're going to do this, or I know that they're going to do that, like you have that clear cognizance with them. That's what this High Priestess feels like to me. Let's look at the Six of Wands. So then we have the Ten of Cups in reverse. Yeah, this Queen of Cups was like, okay, cool, whatever, bye. You know, it really feels like that. Like, I feel like this individual is just, this feels like someone who's standing their ground and also valuing themselves. Like, okay, I'm not getting the recognition I deserve, or this needs to be known, this needs to be said. And they're like, if it means I got to let it go, then I'm going to let it go. But it's like, this is like a refusal to be like stomped over. That's what this really feels like. Like this Queen of Cups sitting here is very loving, but the way they sit there is very like, I know my worth kind of thing, right? Yeah, King of Cups. So there is a lot of love. There's a true connection here between the King and the Queen of Cups, regardless of gender. It's just masculine and feminine energy. We all have masculine and feminine within us. But somebody is recognizing that even though there's a lot of love, this relationship wasn't embodying a healthy love. Okay, so let's look at the Queen of Cups now. I feel very like swords energy with this. Devil in reverse. Oh, I like that. Hangman in reverse, the Two of Wands, and the Eight of Cups. Bottom of the deck is Justice. Okay, so they're the one who like hands the contract out. So this would be the person that's like speaking the truth or like finalizing things, because justice is that finalization. Because there's certain people, if you study human design or you just look into zodiacs a lot, there is this innate nature for some people to finalize things. Like if things are left unsaid, this is the kind of energy that would finalize it, because justice is also the card of karma. So they're closing out the karmic cycle, right? And in order to do that, we need to finalize. We need to say our piece, but know that 20 years from now, when you look back on how you said it, did you say it with integrity? Did you say it with love? Did you say it in a way that you would be proud of yourself in the future? Okay. So with the Devil and the Hangman in reverse and the Two of Wands, this is that energy of, okay, I'm not going to do this through my ego. I'm going to wait. I'm going to have a new perspective. And in turn, I'm going to be evolving into this version of me that chooses a new path, that chooses a new direction. Okay. And then with the Sun in reverse and the Eight of Cups in reverse, this is that recognizing that there was something very oppressing about this. There was something that was very unhealthy that they really needed to walk away from. Okay. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Okay. So let's get into the Page of Wands. So we have the Four of Wands. So this is the other person. So this would be the masculine energy. Okay. With the Four of Wands and the Page of Wands, this is that not needing to, this individual is looking at the relationship and wondering why the foundation crumbled, right? So they're starting to realize their own wounds around like abandonment or rejection or their fears, because the Page of Wands is the wounded child. What fears do they have in commitments? What fears do they have in relationships? Okay. And so they're starting to explore this. Let's look more at this Page of Wands. Judgment. Yeah, that was the purpose of this. This queen's very intuitive. They're like, okay, fine. You want to play that game? And it's not really a game, but they're just like, okay, fine. This is the finalizing. I am done. I won't tolerate this, right? Whatever played out for you. And then with Judgment, they're realizing, okay, I did make a choice. It led to this foundation falling, but at the same time, what can my soul learn from this? What transformation? Because this is the card of reincarnation as well. So they're going through a very deep transformation, which is why they fall first and then they are resurrected, right? So then they rise. Okay, so let's look at the Nine of Swords. This is the fall because it's before the Ten of Swords. Okay, so let's look at this Nine of Swords. What's going on here? Temperance in reverse. Yeah. So they're in the process of healing right now. They're in the process of healing. They're struggling to accept things. This is like them realizing the role of their own ego, right? Let's look at the Knight of Swords. Tower. And the Hermit in reverse. Woo! Yeah. So this is the Tower is about sudden realizations. So they may be realizing that they ghosted somebody or they just shut down and they weren't communicating with the Knight of Swords there. This is also very impulsive energy, or they might have the realization that they impulsively said things and then dipped out. This is like, oh crap, it was really rooted in my fear of this and my fear of that, right? So for a lot of people who like drop a bomb and leave, it's their fear of the reaction, right? Because they don't have any control over their reaction. So instead of sitting there and thinking of ways to explain things in a healthy way, right? In an unbiased way, in a way that is speaking on your perspective, but not placing blame, you understand? This allows people to have a safe environment to communicate. They do not feel safe expressing how they feel. That's not a wound just from this individual. This is a wound that's already within them. They've experienced this in childhood. That's why the wounded child is here. And childhood doesn't have to be when you're a little kid. It could also be as a teenager through parents or teachers or sports, things like that. So let's get one more on this Knight of Swords energy. We got two. Yeah, Queen of Swords and the Seven of Swords. Yeah, so when they were really blunt and very cutting, they were actually very self-sabotaging. Very self-sabotaging. So even though they were saying their truth, the way in which they said it was actually it was more damaging. It did more harm than good. Okay. And that was why the Queen of Cups, right? So we have two feminine energies as well. So we have a lot of love, the duality of their love, but then both communicate through their feminine, through a very present energy, right? One is very cutting and like drop the bomb and run. And the other's like, hey, I'm going to just very blatantly tell you the truth, but I'm going to do it kindly and I'm going to do it with love, and I'm going to be honest about it. Yeah, very, very different energies. So let's look at Justice. Yeah, Three of Cups. Okay, so there's a reconciliation coming. Six of Cups in the bottom of the deck. This is interesting. I would not be shocked if this happens around March, because we are literally going through a massive transformation between now and then. So just be mindful of that. With the Three of Cups on Justice, this is reconciliation and contracts being renewed. It's contracts renewed in a way that is more stable, that is more loving, that is more kind. And with the Six of Cups in reverse, and then you have the King of Pentacles, this is the realization that the lack of reciprocity in this relationship was due to people not feeling safe to invest in something or to invest in the foundation changing from what it was, right? So often we fear change as individuals, that we're scared to shake things up in our relationships out of fear that that person might leave or abandon or reject us. So let's look at the Page of Cups. Five of Cups in reverse. I like this. This is the card of mourning. Then we have the Emperor. Then we have the Knight of Cups, Ace of Swords in reverse, and the Empress. Woo! Okay, so we have a true pair. Both people have evolved. Both people are now masculine, feminine, divine energy, right? I really like this. I do feel that the masculine energy, this King of Cups, is going to be the one that's going through the transformation, and they're going to come in and make the gesture. I'm not sure this feminine energy, the Queen of Cups, is going to want to be receptive. I'm just going to be honest. I don't know if they're going to want to hear it right now. And don't allow that to, again, bring you backwards into the fear of rejection, because this is going to, one, create a trigger, but that trigger is showing you the areas that still need healing, right? And so that's something that you two can work through together. That's the purpose of these two coming back together. It's not that somebody's going to be rejected, but it's like, okay, there's still pain here. There's going to be a difficult conversation. So it's just going to be like, hey, how you doing? What have you been up to? Okay, we're all good. No, there's going to be a difficult conversation. And I feel like the Queen of Cups, this Empress energy, is going to be like, let's talk about what's not said. It's gonna be some shakeup, and that's gonna be why things heal and why the relationship moves forward into a very committed dynamic. And there's no longer going to be a lack mentality, the Five of Pentacles, because both people are confident in themselves. And that's why there's a new cycle, right? The world. Very nice. Okay, Leo, that's what we have for you. Let's go on to Sagittarius. I like that. That was really interesting. That was really interesting. Relationship dynamics are definitely going to be highlighted right now because the collective's going through a mass awakening, as we always are awakening, but certain times in the year, they're more potent than others, especially when we start to approach the end of the zodiac, because now we are getting close to the end of the lessons, the end of the karmic wheel for this cycle. Okay? It's my little tidbit for you. My little tidbit for you. Okay, Sagittarius. Let me drink some of this really healthy stuff right here, and then we'll do your reading. Sagittarius, you actually feel really playful. Typically, to me, you feel like really stoic, really like the wise one. There's like a very, okay, some of you are just thinking about sex. I'm just going to be honest. I'm just going to say it. Some of you have like a really high sex drive. That's probably wherever Mars is hitting you right now. Mars and Gemini, check out what house it is for you. If it's in the 5th to the 8th, right? Check it out. Others of you are just feel very comical. Like I could still be serious, but but it's just comical, right? Let's see what's going on here, because you still feel very like wise, but you just feel so playful. I'm going to use, I know you need something a little more like silly. Silly Willy. Oh, that didn't sound right, did it? Especially after that sex comment. What? Yeah, let's just do retrospective tarot for you. No, we're going to use Tarot Royale. Yep, that's perfect. That's perfect for you, because this to me is like a deck of awakenings, but it's also, it has like a playful illustration to it. Okay, you'll see what I mean. Let me just untangle myself. Oh, that was a close one. You almost saw a chalkboard. Okay, let's get into it. Let me fix my hair. Let's see what's going on for Sagittarius. Sag is like, when I get into Sag energy, it's like coming at me. It's like, yeah, come on, tell me about it. Tell me about it. It's like, shut the fuck up and tell me. Sorry. I'm doing it. 5 of Cups in reverse. Okay, so whatever you've been really struggling with, this feels like the last like 7-8 months. You're finally like getting out of that fog, getting out of that heaviness. This is similar to, was it Aries? Yeah, it's very similar to the Aries energy. But this feels more like not self. This feels like things around you are very chaotic. I like this. This is a nice energy to be in. Yeah, King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so we're doing a review of the past, and then we're going to go into what's going to play out for you. I can already tell that that's how the energy is going. They're showing up in timelines in my mind's eye, so that's how it goes. Yep, and then we have the 4 of Cups in reverse. Cool. So there you go, opening your heart space. So let's see where you're going through now. Then we have the High Priestess and the Page of Swords in reverse. Then we have the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, 6 of Pentacles. Sorry. I like this. Let's see where you're going. Wow. Perfect. I'm a fan, Stan. Bottom of the deck is the 2 of Swords. Okay, your third eye is still opening up. You're not like super aware of what direction you should move in yet. But the overall energy is that there's like this overall fog of the unknown, but I don't think that you're freaking out by it at all. I actually think that you're just like, okay, it is what it is. Let me just keep going through my day to day. I feel good today. Don't feel so great today. That's a good way to be, because it allows you to be more present, and in turn, you're more receptive to what's coming towards you. Let's review the past really quick. So we have the 5 of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the 4 of Cups in reverse. There's a mourning of things or ways in which you rejected yourself and the ability you have to really build and move forward. This can be in a relationship, but this could also just be in business or partnerships, or taking very practical steps towards your goals. I like this. So let's clarify this as a whole. We're going to use spellcasters for you as well. You're in a very like masculine energy. I feel very Emperor with you. And this is my Emperor Empress deck, as you saw. Right? So let's look at the 5 of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the 4 of Cups. There's too many to count. Yeah, Ten of Swords. So this is your closed out cycle. The fog is raising. I like this. Ten of Swords, like, is not a bad thing. It might be a turbulent time, but it's also you realizing, like, oh shit, like this is done. This door is closed. Stop knocking on it. Move on. Eight of Cups. Ooh, okay, some of you are going to return to something. The Eight of Cups to me is also a U-turn card. Typically, it's only in reverse. For some reason, I feel like there's reconciliation coming up. I'm just going to be honest with you. This Eight of Cups feels like, okay, I had a lot of pain. I need to walk away. So mentally, this is someone acknowledging that something is done, or they think that something is done, but emotionally they're still tied to it, right? It's kind of like when you go through a breakup and you're like, oh, it's done. And then emotionally you're like, oh, I bet I love them. Are they still thinking about me? Are we going to get back together? No, it's done, right? It's that teeter-totter. Let's look at this Page of Swords and the High Priestess currently for Sagittarius. I just heard Taurus energy. Oh, King of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay. Which is Taurus. And Death. Scorpio energy. Some of you are struggling with structure. I feel very Saturn with this for some reason. Yeah, and I feel it in my heart space. Some of you are really struggling to, it's almost like understand what steps to take now that this has ended. Like, where do I go now? So let's look at the Six of Pentacles, because this is where you start to invest your energy and where you start to receive. Hierophant in reverse and the Queen of Wands in reverse. Oh, this is interesting. So here comes in the relationship. This doesn't feel like one relationship. This feels like multiple people, or you're realizing like your dynamics with other people. It's almost like if you still find one particular individual that you've been with, or a friend or family member, like somebody very attractive or very confident. And attractive, we don't just mean physically or sexually, even though you do feel like you're a walking sex box. It feels more so like this energy of, I really just enjoy being around you. Like, I enjoy talking with you. I enjoy your company. Like, I miss that. And it's like, oh, why did this end? You know? And with the Six of Pentacles, there's this recognition of the lack of reciprocity here. Like, this could be the lack of give and take going on in this relationship, whether you were not giving enough or not giving in a very balanced way, or receiving what you wanted in a very balanced way compared to what you give. Okay. So let's look a little deeper at this Page of Swords, because this is where your real confusion lies. I feel like we're going to see conversations though. Nine of Wands. Oh, so there is a very, it's not worth talking about, right? And that's why the Six of Pentacles is in reverse here. And the Nine of Swords. This is rooted in fear. There's a fear of reaching out and like, it's not reconciling, but like, it's like almost like reaching out, and I don't want to say collaborating. That's really just like redundant. Of the Three of Pentacles, because it doesn't feel like collaborating. It's like, hey, I'd really like to talk about this. I realized that I could have handled this better. It's just like having a serious conversation with somebody about what was given into the relationship, or what you really wanted from the relationship, or vice versa. Like, let's say you're just friends with somebody and you really wanted to be in a relationship with them, and that's why you walked away, because you didn't know how to take that step, or you weren't sure how it would move forward. You know, if you went there. There is this worry, this concern, and it's 2 nines, which is the card of completion. This individual, I think, is coming to the realization that this has more to do with themselves. This has more to do with their own fears, and their fear that things are going to be hard, that they need to fight for it. And that's not necessarily the case. Like, relationships actually can be really fucking easy when people are just like brutally honest with themselves. That's the hard work. It's not the relationship is hard. It's your relationship with yourself that's hard. That should be a fucking t-shirt. Oh, damn. Oh, this moon in Leo the last few days, even though it's not there today, has really been making me cuss a lot, because I have a Leo moon. So sorry, not sorry. Let's look at the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles here. So this is where you're moving towards in the future. Oh, you're very hesitant to do things that make you happy. You are a people pleaser. You are a people pleaser. Why are you people pleasing? There's an uncertainty of, even if you're like, no, I'm not a people pleaser. Like, I have this business for me. I go to the gym for me. There is a part of this energy that feels like they're not doing enough. Like, they're hypercritical of themselves. They're hesitant to continue taking steps forward. Part of that has to do with the fear of judgment from other people. Well, if I look this way, more people will like me, or I can have somebody who was like them, right? Or if I have this work, it's going to make me feel better about myself and more confident in myself, right? So they're trying to add things to their life instead of getting rid of the things that created the belief to begin with. You know, you could just reach inside of you and look at the where the belief was rooted, right? Do that hard work instead of adding more weight and more chaos to the life, thinking that that's going to fulfill the parts of you internally that you're struggling to see. So you make them external to you. It's really interesting. Let's look at the Ace of Cups. Welcome to your weekly therapy session. Knight of Pentacles. What do you really need to be investing in? Loving yourself. Filling your own damn cup. Not with wine. We don't self-medicate on this channel, people. Okay? Sorry. With the Knight of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups, this is the realization that you're going just through a phase in your life. Like I say to my clients and to my loved ones very often, if they're ever going through a difficult time, mind the fact that this is just a blip. It's just a blip in time for your entire life. It's just not going to define you. It might be life-changing, right? But it doesn't mean that it's bad, right? I would never take back the day I died. The day I died and I came back and I was like, damn, my life's completely different, but it was great. Even to this day, every struggle after it, I would not change it because it allowed me to get into this kind of work. And this is what I'm meant to do. You understand? When we go through really difficult times, it's not to break you, right? It's actually to help you move forward in a more practical way, which you're currently struggling to do because you're trying to move forward in a way that you think is going to make you happy external to yourself. And that's not what's going to happen here. Let's look at the Seven of Cups. Oh, snap. Yeah, Four of Wands and the Four of Wands and the Four of Cups. So we have two fours. This is about stability and foundations. And with the Seven of Cups here, you're starting to see really clearly that part of you rejects the relationships, foundations, and situations that are actually very stable in your life because you want it and you're scared of screwing it up or not being accepted as you really are in it, right? There's that fear of showing up as who you really know you are, but don't show to the external world or even maybe yourself. Let's look at the Hermit. No wonder you have such a bubbly, like sexual desire energy because sexual magic, right? Or like that sexual connection with other people or that very bubbly energy makes us feel good. Like it feels good to feel good, right? And if we're satisfied emotionally with our environment or on a physical, intimate way with other people, it is a form of escapism at times, right? But learning to fulfill that emotional desire in a very healthy, grounded, individual way internally is going to help you build things. So build things that you actually want, not things that you think are expected of you or you've been programmed to believe that you want. With the Hermit on top of the Hermit, this is telling me that a part of you has a tendency to really isolate. And when you isolate or spend time alone, you might be like, oh, I am caring for myself. I am going to the gym and eating well and just spending time alone watching TV. Yeah, but are you journaling? Are you addressing the parts of you that you're really suppressing and maybe haven't talked to in like 20 years? It's a great pastime. Ten of Wands, right? There's an avoidance to the heaviness that's within the body. There's an avoidance to it. And that you're going through the lesson of no longer avoiding it. That's the gist of all of this, right? We're going to see it on the last freaking card, but that's why we're discussing all of it because you're ending a 10 of Swords and a 10 of Wands. You're starting to accept the ways that you might perceive yourself in your reality and take actions on things and understand that it's actually creating more stress than it is happiness. Right? So you're letting it go. Bottom of the deck is the Devil. That's very fitting. It's the ego. It's fear, attachment, addiction. It is our self-sabotaging behavior, insecurities. So let's look at this Three of Pentacles. What's your building? King of Swords in reverse. Yeah, you're starting to build your perception and how you show up. And that's why we have Temperance with it. With the King of Swords and Temperance, if you are spending a lot of time alone, it's a great thing. It's not a bad thing. You're going to learn to start thinking of your time alone differently, though. Thinking of your projects and why you're doing things differently. And that's what's going to help you feel more at peace and more balanced and to have more moderation in your life because you get to this place of understanding that I'll use myself as an example, right? Or I'll use what I said on Patreon as an example. We were talking about meditations, right? And so often when people meditate, when you get stuck in one form of meditating or stuck in one form of working on your work, right? In a normal day-to-day human being, you think that, oh, this is the way that it's going to happen. This is the way that it's done. But when you evolve, when you're changing every day, because you have a new experience every day, your tools that you have in your tool bag for life are going to change. So I always tell people when they start meditating, if they're used to seeing it meditation or feeling this kind of way in a meditation, remind themselves to surrender, to be present, to just flow with it, to not the practice of being a bystander. And you can do that well, right? You could do that in your work, to just observe, oh, I'm doing it this way. What if I did it like this, right? That's when you start to have fun, when you bring that curiosity back. It's also when your meditations are going to start to improve, because you're surrendering to the energy instead of trying to control it. Control is rooted in fear. It's rooted in, we're attached to things. It's rooted in the ego. When we get to that place of detachment, you get to that place of a deeper understanding and awareness of the possibilities that can really come in for you. Hello, Alicia. But this is what I have for you guys. Oh, wait, let's look at the Two of Swords really quick. Almost forgot. Last card. But yeah, this is somebody learning to detach, to not thinking that they have to do it the way that they've always done it. So let's look at the Two of Swords. Empress in reverse. Yeah. What they're not seeing is that they're actually, this is like the best card to get as your ending overall energy for this particular read with what we're discussing. And I say that because the feminine energy is very present. It's observer. It is this energy of, I'm going to nurture myself and these projects. And I'm going, nurturing doesn't mean like, I'm going to love you to death. No, it's like, okay, my head's starting to hurt. I'm staring at the bright light for way too long. I'm going to go take a 10-minute meditation real quick, just a quick energy cleanse, right? Or I'm going to walk outside. You understand? It's being able to have that balance. And that's what we're going through right now, especially as we move from Sagittarius season into Capricorn season, which is going to start on the 23rd on that new moon. It doesn't start on that day, but we have the new moon in Capricorn then. So we're moving into this place of learning how to really build things that are more stable, and things, and we're not talking like, if you want your business to be more stable, a part of making the business or the relationship more stable is you being stable in itself as well, because you play a role in it. And if you come in unstable, then you're adding an unstable energy to that relationship or to that job. So you're going through the lesson of learning to be present and balancing your dualities of your masculine and feminine to nurture yourself and your mind and your emotions. So when you show up in a physical way and the external, you can manage it in a very healthy way. Okay. But this is what I have for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. And check out Patreon if you want a free 10-minute reading, or you want to be part of that group of people where we talk all day about fun astrology and tarot and Reiki, quantum healing, dreams, meditations, all that stuff. Go ahead, check it out. You do get a free 10-minute reading as a new patron, and you do get 20% off the services on my site upon signing up with your own personal discount code. And also, I do have my Reiki and quantum healing course beginning January 7th. It is a 3-month-long course. It meets Saturdays over Zoom or in person, depending on where you are located. And it is a dual certification course. So you will walk away with a certification in Reiki 1, 2, and 3 and quantum healing. So you have those 4 certifications, but you also get time with me and the group, live interaction. We talk about the Akashic records, meditation, healing of self, others, plants, animals, food, and also the business practices and ethics behind it all to protect yourself as a practitioner in regards to energy healing. Okay. So check it out. I love you all. If you have any questions, please send me a message on my site, or if you want a personal reading or Reiki session, you can book it there. And let me know if there's issues with any time zone stuff. I do work with people in Australia and in the UK where we have a really big time zone difference. So just message me if you see a time and it's not available. We'll work it out. Okay. I love you all. I wish you the best, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.